Hey Libras, welcome back to another reading with Urban Tarot. My name is Jo and I'm so happy to have you back joining me for this reading this morning. Well, for this reading, it's going to be something a little bit different because, as you know, not only do I like to have lots of fun and incorporate that into my readings, but I also like to keep it fresh, keep it new, and have something interesting for you guys for each time that you tune in. Well, we're going to start off with an intuitive reading, and this reading is going to be an American Horror Story Murder House intuitive reading. That's right, we're getting those creepy vibes going. Halloween is just around the corner. For some of us who, love Halloween, it can't come soon enough. I know that I count down until the month of October. I just can't wait. I just absolutely love Halloween. So I sort of was feeling a little bit creepy, and I'm a little bit of a creepy girl anyway. So I thought, why not have a murder house intuitive reading? So I've got a number of objects in this bowl. I've got one here in my pocket actually that I haven't added, so I'm going to put in now. I have some antique objects which I have in the bowl here, and I also have some of the characters from Murder House which I have put on some paper, written down on some paper, and of course they represent different things. So first of all, I'm going to welcome in Spirit, I'm going to welcome in guides and my angels before this reading gets underway. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, crossed over loved ones. You are invited into this place this morning. Spirit, I ask that this reading be clear, it be precise, that it be extremely positive, lift my vibration and make it nice and high, that the messages are clear for all those Libras who are tuning in this morning, and that they get some nice, strong messages from you, Spirit. Use me as your vessel, as your messages are channeled through me. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. And of course, crossed over loved ones. You are very welcome in this space, and I invite you in. Okay, well, my dear Libras, let's get this underway. So first of all, and just to let you know also, I've just got to pop this in just very, very quickly. Any messages that are received by you today, or any messages that I am delivering to you, I want you to know that they are based purely on my intuition. So if there's a message or messages that do not resonate with you, it's perfectly okay. Don't freak out, don't panic, don't get all upset about it. It's really not a big fucking deal. It just means that the message is not for you, it's for somebody else. So just want to make that perfectly clear, and that these messages today are purely based on my intuition. Okay, let's get started. Just going to shuffle them up a little bit here. Possibly should have used a bigger bowl, but anyway. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Messages for Libra, please, for the last week of July. Messages for Libra, please, Spirit, for the last week of July. Nice, clear messages, please, Spirit, for the last week of July. Okay, well, I'm just going to take a look at this and see what my intuition is picking up, and then we're going to take it from there. If you just give me a moment, guys. Move these so you can see. Oh, no, that's out of view. That's better, I think. Okay. Okay, well, what I can see, well, from looking at this straight off the bat, I have to say, I feel like with a lot of Libras out there, you're going through a bit of a stagnation period which is actually quite different from the reading that we had last week. I feel like some of you are in a bit of a funk at the moment. Your spirits are quite low. You're not feeling that upbeat. You're not feeling your upbeat self, your usual self. You're normally a pretty upbeat person, pretty happy, always in a positive mindset, in a positive mind frame. And even if something goes wrong or you're not having a particularly good day, you normally can turn that around. So you can turn, a frown into a smile, basically. So a lot of you are those sorts of people. But I'm just seeing over this last week that we've just had, some of you have even taken time off work. I'm seeing here where you're not sick. You're just in a bit of a depression. You're not feeling particularly well mentally, is what I'm trying to say. And you just needed to have time to yourself, where you could just you've just actually, from what I can see here, some of you have been in your pajamas all week. You've put your dressing gown on, you've been in bed and you've been watching Netflix, surfing on YouTube, just wanting to do anything to take your mind off particular issues that are happening in your life at the moment. And one of the things that I can see that is happening around you at the moment, which is making you very, very unhappy, is gossip. And we have it here. So the first character from Murder House that we have is Constance, and we have gossip underneath. And I do feel, and I do believe I did mention this in last week's reading, that there has been a lot of people that have been gossiping about you, who have been saying particular things about you, just gossiping about your life in general. Certain goals and certain things that you wanted to achieve, and that you are achieving, by the way. You are achieving. It's just that for some of you, not all of you, just for a small group of you, it is happening at a very slow pace, not low pace, a very slow pace, and is not happening at that fast pace that you were hoping that it would. And I think just because you're different in general, the way you present yourself, the way you dress, your manner, the way you carry yourself, you're just very, very different from other people, particularly in your workplace. So you tend to stand out anyway. So because you do tend to stand out, and because you are so different, and you're not shy to be an individual, and to be yourself, and to let others know that you're comfortable in your own skin, that is always going to be a draw card for gossip. That is always going to make people want to talk about you, and they're going to find you extremely interesting. So that is something that's probably always going to happen to you. But you know what? At the end of the day, who cares? I mean, people that spend all their time gossiping and talking about others, it's really because they've got nothing happening in their own lame lives. So to give them a boost of interest, or to give them something to talk about, they talk about other people. And in this case, it tends to be you. They're gossiping about your love life. They're gossiping about your career, and, they're gossiping about the study that you've been undertaking. Some of you have gone back to university. During the course of this year, you've been studying at home as well as working. There's just a lot going on in your life, and this has been a cause for a lot of gossip. It's really nothing malicious that I can see here. It's just a bunch of very bored people who have got nothing else better to do with their time than to gossip about you and the things that are going on in your life. So that's something that I can definitely see here. There is something here that does concern me, and it is actually, I have to be very careful what I say, because don't forget, this reading applies to me as well. There's another, we have another character that's come out here, and it is Tate Langdon, psychopath from Murder House. So that's a little bit scary. That's a bit of a scary thought. And for some of you, you have got some people, this I'm picking up here, for some it's an ex, for other people it's a friend. It was a frenemy, really. It wasn't really a friend. It was a person that you never really knew where you stood with them. I'm picking up it's definitely female for some, a feminine energy for some, and a masculine energy for others. This particular energy that I'm picking up with this person, when you would speak to them, you got vibes from them where you never knew whether they liked you or hated you. You could never really tell. This person stalks you on social media. They're quite regularly. They're, if it's not Instagram, it's Facebook. They're quite obsessed with you, actually. And from what I'm picking up here, be very, very careful if you do manage to exchange convo with them, whether it's running into them when you're out and about, or whether I don't really like to give out advice, but if it was me, I would not be exchanging conversation with this person at all. I think the more distance you keep, the better, because I feel that their motivations are not good. I feel that they are quite a dark individual. They've got all sorts of dark thoughts that go on in their mind, and it's mainly because they're in a very unhappy place in their life. They're very, very unhappy, and they look at you and they look at your life, and to them you come across as someone who has got it all together, who who is very, very happy, and they're very, very jealous of you and very envious of your lifestyle. So I would be avoiding this person at all costs. I would not be striking up conversation. If you do manage to run into this person when you're out and about, I would just say hello and keep walking. Don't even stop. I'm very, very busy. I haven't got time. Wish you all the best, and keep going. That's what I would do. Because this person I'm also picking up is also that they have mental health issues. So they're not right. They're not sound of mind. They have got very troubled mental health issues, and they're actually, from what I'm picking up here, could be quite dangerous. So I would be treading very, very carefully. I'd be keeping my distance, and I would not be making conversation with this person at all. The more distance, the better. So that is Tate Langdon, psychopath, a character from Murder House. So that's scary and very worrying, I have to say. I also can see here, for some of you, you're going to be getting a visit from your ancestors. So your ancestors have been watching over you at this time. They can see that you're going through a bit of a hard period in your life. You're contemplating on, you're going through a period of contemplation and decisions that you've made that you're all excited about possibly a week or even 2 weeks ago. Now you're having doubts about some of those things. You're not entirely sure whether you've made the right decision. And that is weighing on your mind. And your ancestors want you to know that you have made the right decision, that you also have to remember that with everything that you do, there is complete and utter divine timing. Things will take off at the precise time when they're meant to, and with all things that concern the divine, it's something that can't be rushed. You can't force it. You can't make it happen. It will happen in exactly the right time when it is meant to happen. So your ancestors really, really want you to know that you're not to worry, that just keep pressing ahead, keep doing what you're doing, and everything is going to fall into place. So that's something that you don't need to worry about. So we're going to pull some more things from the bowl and see what else Spirit has got in store for us. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. More messages for Libra, please. More messages for Libra for the final week of July. Well, I can also see here there's a new love interest that you have established. I'm seeing here in your workplace. You're very attracted to this person, but I would be very, very careful. This person comes across as charming, extremely handsome, extremely good looking. They say all the right things, they do all the right things, but there's definitely something about them. There's just something, it's almost like they wear a mask. You never actually see their true colors or their true identity. I'm getting that this person is actually quite shady and not to be trusted. So I would be very, very careful. Very, very careful. What's that saying? A wolf in sheep's clothing is the message, the channel message that I'm getting. So this person almost wears like a glamour, where they appear to be, everything wonderful. They appear to tick all the boxes. They're very handsome, whether it's a masculine energy or a feminine energy. Very well groomed, very well spoken, highly intelligent, charming, kind-hearted. They seem to say and do all the right things, but underneath there is something that lurks that is very, very different. And from what I'm picking up here, this person is anything but good news. So I would be very, very wary. If I was you, I'd be very, very wary indeed. Well, I'm going to flip over another character that's come out. So we'll see who this person is, or this character is, I should say. Oh, well, what a surprise. Actually, no, it's not a surprise. It's 𝘰𝘠𝘭𝘺, and we have underneath 𝘰𝘠𝘧. There you go, 𝘰𝘠𝘧. So as I'm saying, with this energy that I'm picking up here, this person, is not only not all who they seem to be, but also someone who I would say would be very unfaithful. So they almost see you as a conquest or someone, just another notch in their belt. So once they have, have got you and have had their way with you, basically, they'll lose interest in you pretty quick and they'll be moving on to someone else. But the trouble is with this person, what happens is they've just got a string of broken hearts, a trail of broken hearts that is left behind them, because they've done this many, many times before, and the people who get invested in them, who they end up with, actually fall for them and fall for them very, very hard, only to have their heart broken. So this person, you will know when you come across them. You may have a fair idea who it is already. But when you do come across this person, I would just, keep my distance and have nothing to do with them. So we have 𝘰𝘠𝘭𝘺, 𝘰𝘠𝘧, who of course was Mrs. Harmon's husband from Murder House. So very, very interesting indeed. Well, we'll see what else Spirit has got to say, and then I think we'll wrap up this intuitive reading and we'll see what the cards have to say. Any more messages for Libra, please, Spirit? Any more messages for Libra for the oncoming week? Any more messages? Okay, well, I can also see here an engagement. I can see definitely someone who's making plans for a wedding. But what I can see here, which has come out, not only, I'm going to hold it up so you can see, not only does this person come from old money, we have a silver button here, which represents old money, old established wealth, but we also have a green emerald, which I'll hold up for you to see. Now, so let me turn it around, do my very best so you can see that there. So for those of you who don't know, green emeralds represent bad luck, and when they come in the form of a ring, it means it will be a wedding that will never take place. It's a union that will never take place. So for those of you who have been presented with a emerald ring, I'm sorry to say, but it is bad luck, and it is a union that will not take place, that is not meant to be. And it's purely because the foundation of your relationship is not sturdy. It is not a solid foundation. And I think perhaps you are marrying this person or wanting to marry this person for all the wrong reasons. And what I'm picking up here is, for some of you, this person has presented you with an emerald ring is after your wealth. This silver button that we have here, which represents old money, old established wealth, that comes from a long legacy, wealth that has come down the line. They know that you're extremely well off. You're extremely wealthy. Now, this is not for all of you. This is just for a very small percentage of you. So these are obviously not for all Libras. The Libras who are hearing this message today, who have been proposed to, or you think there's a proposal coming up, you will know exactly who and what I'm talking about. So those of you who are financially well heeled, you need to look out for this person, because their motives for marriage are not sincere and they are not true of heart. So that's very interesting. We have an emerald here, which represents a marriage that will not take place, and it represents bad luck. So that's very, very unfortunate indeed. Well, we're going to flip over another piece of paper. Oh my gosh, we have 𝘱𝘦𝘳𝘳𝘧. I'll hold that up for you to see. 𝘱𝘦𝘳𝘳𝘧. Well, this fits in, I have to say, with this extremely charming person that is trying to seduce you at the workplace, who wants you for a conquest. This person, I do believe, was married at one stage, but they basically, I'm just going to say it, anyone who has watched these videos already, you know that I'm very straightforward, very direct, and I say it how it is. This person can't keep their dick in their pants, basically. They can't keep their dick in their trousers. So when this person was married, they cheated on their partner time after time after time after time, and had many, many mistresses, till their spouse finally woke up and just, realized that they don't have to put up with this bullshit anymore, that they need to protect their own self-worth, and that this is just such a toxic relationship, and that they need to get out of it. And they did. And this person has not changed their ways. They never will change their ways. And even when they form newish sort of relationships, it might be just a relationship that they have for 6 months, 3 months, and they get bored of that and move on. The entire time that they're with this person, for this 6 months, they also have someone on the side. They have a mistress. So they're just the whole time, they are just constantly, they are a serial cheater. That's what they are, a serial cheater. So we have 𝘱𝘦 and mistress there. Well, I'm going to wrap this up, because it's just dragging on for far too long, and I'm going to see what the cards have to say. Okay, I'm going to invite Spirit in. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. Thank you for this reading. I ask for some clear messages for my Libras, please. Clear and precise messages for Libra. I'm going to shuffle. Messages for Libra, please. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, crossed over loved ones. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. Messages for Libra, please, for the last oncoming week of July. Messages for Libra, please. There's one. Messages for Libra, please, guides, angels, Spirit. Messages for Libra. Messages for Libra, please. Oh, and we've got some here. And I'm hearing stop, so I'm going to stop. Okay. Well, we have the Page of Cups. Hold that up there. We also have Four of Swords, which I'll also hold up there. We have, no room here. We have Wheel of Fortune, which I'll hold up as well. We have Eight of Swords. That's not one that I like to see, but anyway, it's popped out. We also have Judgment as well. Put that one there. We have, oh God, we have Five of Pentacles as well. So I'll pop that one out, which is very fitting with the intuitive reading. And we have King of Cups. So I'll pop that one down as well. Okay, we're going to start off with the King of Cups. So I'm feeling, for some of you at the moment, you're feeling particularly diplomatic at the moment. Libras are great diplomats anyway, but I feel that you are really feeling this diplomatic power at the moment, this diplomatic energy. I also feel that you are feeling incredibly compassionate towards other people at the moment, more so than ever, feeling very, very compassionate towards others, and not just towards people, family members or colleagues or friends, but even just things that you hear about through social media or on the news. You hear about particular stories, and you're really feeling deep empathy and compassion for those that you don't even know. It's really hitting you hard here, which can be really tough to take on board sometimes. But I feel for a lot of Libras, we do pick up on others' energies very, very strongly at particular times, and I feel that this is something that is happening for you guys at the moment. So you're feeling very, very compassionate for other people, which is good. That's a good thing. It's good to have empathy, and it's good to have compassion for others, but sometimes you have to know where to draw a line, and if it's affecting you on a very deep level, where it's affecting your mental health, and sometimes it's good to pull away, to pull back, maybe keep off social media for a while, and maybe stay away from the news and things like that. And maybe sometimes you have to watch what you're watching as well, because if you're watching particular content, it can really lower your vibration and put you in a not particularly good state of mind. So also remember that, pay attention to that as well, because that can also happen. We've also got the Five of Pentacles. I can see for some of you who are still struggling with particular relationships, you're still holding on to a particular person that you know you should let go and that you know you should release, but for some reason you just can't quite let go yet. But Spirit wants you to know that you're getting there, you're on the verge, you know that this situation is not good, you know that it's something that you should let go, and you know you're standing on the edge. You're standing on the edge of a ravine, of a cliff, and you're about to jump and make that decision. Even though you're terrified of the unknown, you're frightened of what's going to happen if you let go of this person, you know in your heart that it's something that you really should do, and it is something that you're going to do. I can see that you will be walking away, you will be walking into the unknown, and you're going to put your trust in Spirit, and you're going to just trust that everything is going to be okay. We also have the Eight of Swords. So for some of you, which really does line up with this one here, some of you are feeling very, very trapped in particular situations. For some of you, it's relationships. For some of you, it's work commitments. Some of you just feel as though you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, that there's really no way out, that you're just stuck, and you've tried and tried to figure out different ways of getting out of particular situations, but you just can't. You feel absolutely trapped and absolutely stuck. But I think, as I said, you will make that decision where you will no longer feel trapped, and you will break free from those binds that hold you. so extremely tight, very, very tight. You will break free of those binds, of those ropes. Those swords will fall away and you will step onto the unknown. And even though it is the unknown and it is scary and you don't know what's around the corner or what is coming, you will have a sense of absolute freedom. And for the first time in your life, you will feel free. And with spirit and with angels by your side, you really do not have to worry, because things are going to turn out just fine. That's what I really do feel. And you also have the Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, as I said, as the wheel turns downwards, it also turns upwards. And I feel for a lot of you guys that things are going to start turning around for you, career-wise, job-wise. I feel for a lot of you that's already happened, but there's still some of you who are still struggling with certain issues in your life and you haven't quite got there yet. But you will. Just have faith. Keep doing what you're doing. Trust in spirit. Trust in your guides. Trust in your angels. And it will be okay. Things are going to start turning around. I can see that financially things will start turning around. Job prospects will start turning around. Issues that you've had with family members are going to start turning around. And things are going to be on the up and up. So just have faith. Keep believing in spirit. Keep believing in yourself, most importantly. And believe and know that things are going to turn for the better. We also have the Four of Swords. I feel for some of you, you are taking time out for recovery of a broken heart, recovery of stress, recovery of worry. Those of you who have had financial worries, an influx of bills. Some of you seem to have had one bill coming in, one on top of another. Some of you who are healing from a broken heart, from a long-term relationship. I can see for some of you it's a long-term marriage. Some of you have been married for a very, very long time. I'm seeing the 20-year mark or more, and things unexpectedly came to a crushing end, to a crushing halt. Your heart was severely damaged, severely broken. You were dreadfully hurt by these events, and you have had to take time out for recovery, for healing, and for rest. You need to recuperate. You need to take time out to let your broken heart heal. And for some of you, it's also burnout as well. You've just been burning that midnight candle, the midnight oil, for far too long, and it's got to a point where you've almost collapsed with exhaustion. So you've had to time out to rest and to recover. We also have Judgment here. I'll hold that up so you can see. I'm picking up here for some of you, this is to do with court matters. Some of you, I feel, not necessarily family members, but I feel there's acquaintances, or even people that are new to your friend circle that are going through the court system at the moment. Some of you are wondering whether you should be a supportive role in these matters, or a shoulder to cry on. That's entirely up to you. I'm not going to tell you whether you should or whether you shouldn't. Just don't get too invested. That's all I'm going to say. For some of these people who you happen to come across purely by accident, they're not someone from your usual friend group or friend circle. This is someone that you met just randomly through other people, but they have got themselves into trouble with the law. And because being a Libra, you're a compassionate person, you're very warm, you're very kind-hearted, you will talk to anybody. There's no classism with you at all. You don't believe in classism. You will talk to the garbo, the guy who empties your trash. You'll talk to the cleaner. You'll talk to anyone, because you believe that everyone is equal. And I agree with you. Everyone is equal. We are all equals on this planet. There is no such thing as a better species of human. We are all the same. We all feel pain. We all feel happiness. We all feel joy, sadness. We all bleed. We all cry. We are all the same. But because of your nature and because of this deep compassion and kindness that you have, sometimes people will take advantage of you, and they will suck your energy and they will use you as a constant shoulder to cry on. So just be very wary and be very, very careful of that, because the last thing you need is for someone to be draining the life out of you because you have a compassionate heart. But you've also got to realize that this person got themselves into this situation. They made the choices that they made, and because of that, they are now facing the legal system, the court system. So that's what I'm picking up here, very, very clearly indeed. And last but not least, we have the Page of Cups, which I will hold up here. I'm feeling with this Page of Cups that there is a lot of Pisces energy around you. I also feel that there is abundance coming in. If you look here, he has a fish in his cup. Fish always represent abundance. They always represent extreme wealth. And when I say abundance, that can mean obviously prosperity, that can mean financial gains, but it can also represent extreme health, wonderful relationships, just abundance in many areas of your life. So that's something that I feel, not for all of you, but for some of you, that is some strong energy that I'm picking up. I'm also picking up that there is a Pisces around you who is going to be very helpful to you at this time, not only as a major support system, but just as a friend, someone that you have a lot of fun with, someone that you can talk to about anything, someone that you will hang out with, maybe watch movies with, go to the cinema with, go to cafes with. You just have a really fun time with this person. So that's another thing that I'm picking up here. Well, my dear Libras, very, very interesting indeed. Very interesting reading. I think overall, with this last week of July, I think it's going to be a week full of surprises. I think there will be ups, there will be downs, but as I said before, the wheel always keeps turning. As sometimes it feels like it's always turning in a downward motion, it most certainly spins also in an upward motion. So I think for overall, I think be prepared for unexpected surprises, but also be prepared for good times as well. And remember that Spirit is always with you. Your angels and your guides are always with you. They love you, they care about you, and they always have your back, no matter what. And with everything that happens in life, whether it is good or whether it is bad, they are all learning experiences, and that is what this human life experience is all about. You're here to learn, you're here to improve your life in this lifetime and to reach your best potential as a human, having this human existence, to reach your full potential as a human. And as always, my dear ones, I hope you enjoyed this reading, this American Horror Story Murder House intuitive reading. I certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. And as always, take care. Lots of love to you all, and I will see you next time. Bye.